Hey, good evening, friends. Welcome back to the Castro Valley News live show. I apologize to for opening the show with a bout of laughter, but our moderator just channeled Michael Buffer and said, "Let's get ready to rumble." Oh man, that was great. So hey, we are here in episode 61. And man, hold on. I think we're having some audio issues. Let me reset the microphone. Sometimes we have some issues here. Hopefully the sound is better now. Okay, yeah. Sorry guys, I had to disconnect and reconnect the microphone here. So if you are new to the show, what we do is basically like an old school radio talk show, only online, which is where we do audio only, and there's no video. There's a little piece of duct tape over the camera here. So I am behind. I'm lagging, and I apologize. We got to get into the roll call. So good evening, Bob. Bob, it's a pleasure to have you on the show. Thank you for everything that you do to make this show amazing. I appreciate you a great deal. Good evening to Dennis. I want to give a shout out to Dennis for every time we put the pitch out there for pledge support. Dennis always ponies up a couple dollars and shows his love through monetary donations. Thank you, Dennis. Good evening, John. John is I'm just going to give like super descriptions about everybody here because it's amazing. We're like a little family here. I kind of know everyone who listens. John is an awesome gentleman around town who donated to Forrester, and John cares about street safety in our intersections, and all around. John's just an awesome guy. Good evening to Elda. I don't know much about Elda, but I do know you listen to the show a lot, and I appreciate your support. Cali Life 80 is another person who messages in a lot of things about happening around town and cares about our town. Laura, thank you for listening. Kimberly is one of our most active fans. Kimberly loves the bowling alley, and Kimberly's an awesome person. My good friend David is in the house. David owns Daily Dose, and that is the all-natural food and snack and supplement shop in the Adobe Center, the Adobe Shopping Center, which is kind of catty corner to O'Reilly. So good evening to you, Dave. Good evening to Tanya. And I'm going to stop here and I'm going to give some really heartfelt props to Tanya. Tanya is the person who organizes and keeps tidy and keeps and stocks and is the genius behind the community cupboard on Forest Avenue. And I just got distracted. And I'm sorry, Tanya, but I'll come back and give you some more adulation. But I'm completely honored that we have Lucille Lorge, who is our official historian in Castro Valley. And also, I've known Lucille for a lot of years. I have known Lucille for many years. And Lucille is a wonderful person who is all heart and super generous, and even more generous with all of her wonderful knowledge of our town. Thank you for listening, Lucille. And Lucille, thank you so much for documenting the history of our town and being a living, breathing museum of Castro Valley. Lucille, it's really been a pleasure to know you all these years, and to honestly to call you a friend. I can't say enough about Lucille Lorge. If you haven't seen her book, Lucille did a wonderful historical document book documenting a lot of the interesting history of our town. Hopefully our moderator can find that. I think the publisher is Arcadia Books. I'm pretty certain of that. I do believe it's available through their website. It's also on Amazon, and I like I said, like I've said before, I'm not a proponent of Amazon, but it is on Amazon. But thank you, Lucille. You are you're one of Castro Valley's many treasures, and like I said, I appreciate you, and I appreciate our friendship a great deal. Good evening to Todd Anglin. If you are not familiar with who Todd is a local insurance agent. He's got State Farm over on it is Grove, but Todd is much, much more than just a local businessman. Todd is a mover and shaker with the Castro Valley Eden Area Chamber of Commerce. And there you go. Our moderator found Lucille's wonderful book. It is through Amazon. But if you like local history, and there's a lot of really cool things that are, oh, there you go. So let me do this. I'm going to delete this link here from Amazon. So Lucille just let us know that you can purchase her book at R&J Quick Clean on Castro Valley Boulevard, and that's right across from Golfland. So yeah, and we should be using a ticker for how many times I say during the show. There you go, right there. I've been told that it is a sign of not knowing what to say next, and probably I should work more on my cadence and the flow of what I'm saying, which might eliminate the ums. But one more time, thank you. Yeah, there you go. John Garcia mentions a shot every time that word comes out of my mouth. But Lucille, thank you so much again for documenting the history of our town. And one more time, you can purchase that wonderful book at R&J Quick Clean. There is a plethora. I think we've used plethora as the $2 word before. We probably shouldn't use it again. But there's so much wonderful. Our moderator's way ahead of the game, and there's oh dang, I did it. There's a link to the location and information on R&J Quick Clean if you'd like to purchase your own Castro Valley history book, penned by our wonderful local historian Lucille Lorge. Thank you so much for all you do, Lucille. Getting back to the roll call, I don't see anybody else. Bob is at the sports desk. Oakland 9, Texas 4, bottom of the 6. Giants 4, Angels 0, bottom of the 1st. That is our superstar sports reporter Bob Wiseman at the sports desk. And let's do whatever we can to keep the A's in Oakland, please. So if you're just tuning in, we do basically kind of an old school radio show here with the Castro Valley News live show. I didn't mention my name is Robert. You can call me Roberto. Either one is fine. We do this every Tuesday at 7 p.m. where we talk about events and happenings in our town, things that are on our minds, things that are happening here. And Isa just brought up a new topic. Watch out for wild animals at night. Please bring your pets inside. We horrifically lost 2 cats a week apart. One that we found was clearly attacked by either a mountain lion or a coyote. Isa, would be helpful to know what area you are in Castro Valley. We don't specifically need your street name, but if you could give a general location and general area, that would be helpful to add on to your FYI regarding watching out for wild animals at night. So Isa, I hope I pronounced your name correct. Definitely let us know the general area in Castro Valley you are located in, so we could definitely put out that additional information. I do know that Castro Valley is one of those interesting areas where we do have our fair share of wildlife. You can probably see deer many nights in a lot of areas in Castro Valley. You can see wild turkeys. You can also see coyotes, and I believe it was maybe 2 or 3 years ago, there were a couple of wild coyotes who were in the area, I believe, of Upper Stanton, and quite a few cats and some small dogs were either severely injured or killed by a coyote. And in fact, just a few months ago in the area that I'm in, which is just past Three Cross Church, a neighbor had her small dog mauled and killed by a coyote. So thank you for the warning, Isa, and please, one more time, if you can, if you have a moment, let us know a more specific idea of what area you're in so we can let our neighbors know about what's happening. Getting back to Tanya and the community cupboard on Forest Avenue, can't say enough about this amazing resource that we have literally in our backyard. If you're not familiar, if you just drive down Forest Avenue, you cannot miss the amazing and cool blue community cupboard. There are cupboards with, as you can imagine, foodstuffs, food items. There's also a cork board that has, I think there's jewelry and coupons and community information. There's also a refrigerator at this community cupboard. And I have a friend who I have a very close friend who lives in Concord. And she told me that she is familiar with quite a few community cupboards. And she saw the post, one of our posts in the past for the Forest Avenue community cupboard. And she said it is by far the most impressive and nice community cupboards that she has ever seen. And I have to agree. It's essentially a trading post for food. If you are in need of food, there's food items there. Like I said, there's a refrigerator that was donated by a wonderful family through our page. So there's perishable, non-perishable items. Luck of the draw, if you're looking for something, it's usually there. And I think it's just a wonderful resource for people who are in need. And I think it was especially handy and helpful for a lot of people during the pandemic, during the dark days of the pandemic, when a lot of people were not working and a lot of people were financially challenged. And having this trading post for food where you can pick up items that you may need. And you can also donate if you like. If you have, if you're cleaning out your pantry, if you have things in your, unopened things in your freezer or your refrigerator, feel free to bring them down to the community cupboard. I will ask our wonderful, lovely, fetching, wise and learned moderator to find a link to the community cupboard on Facebook. The community cupboard has its own Facebook page, so we'll share that for you. I'd rather not give out the address, even though I know Tanya is okay with that. I'd rather respect your privacy, but it is on their Facebook page. Thank you, Tanya, for all that you do and all that you continue to do. Your community cupboard is fantastic, and I tip my cap to you. Bob has some information about coyotes, and Bob says coyotes are serious dangers to small animals. His daughter in the Seattle area had her Pomeranian attacked by a coyote. In his area above Seven Hills, he has seen in his yard deer, raccoons, skunks, possums, foxes, and a coyote. Never could let our dachshund out alone at night. Wise words. It's good to be... what is it? Ounce of prevention is worth more than a pound of regret. Cali Life says possums and bats. Bats? You've got bats in your area? I love it. Tanya is also mentioning, in regards to the community cupboard, non-expired donations on the porch, please. So we just posted a link to the community cupboard Facebook page. You can find the exact address there. If you are in need of items or if you would like to donate, either is wonderful. Cali Life says he keeps it, she, I don't know a gender on Cali Life, so I apologize. Keep their chickens safe in the coop. Ooh, good idea. Checking. Good evening to Don. Hope you're doing well. That's not Don Schialpi of One Bad Apple Records. That's Don, a different Don, but just the same good evening to you, Don. If you are listening and you want to shout out in the roll call, just post up a comment and we'll say hello to you and thank you for listening to the show. I'm stupefied, stunned, and in disbelief. Can stupefied be another $2 word? I'm amazed that we've done 61 of these episodes. And okay, so Cali Life has a gender and it is male. So good evening to you, Sir Cali Life 80. John says that he does see bats at sunset and at night. And I don't know where you guys are in Castro Valley. I would love to see some bats here. That would be great. Oh man, you have no idea how excited I am to see a bat. We here at our building, we were fortunate enough one year we had and I know quite a few other people locally experienced this, so it's not really like a unique thing, but it was super cool to see. We had a hummingbird nest on one of our fences, and it was just, it was amazing to see the hummingbird family build this little intricate, super dense nest, and it looked like a little teeny tiny teacup. And I would see the hummingbirds fly in and fly. We're going into like, this is the Autobahn show, but one day the little baby hummingbirds appeared, and it was amazing. It was beautiful. We do have skunks in this area. We have had deer. Unfortunately, some deer roadkill in the area here. Also, the wild turkeys have been in this area. Again, also there was that coyote attack that happened, unfortunately, a few streets over from where we're at here. So I think I've just rambled for a good 10 minutes. I thank you for your patience. So if nobody else wants a shout out in the roll call, we can move on to the next thing, and I'll cross roll call off. Also, we're doing something new midway in the show. So at 7:30, we will do our midway giveaway trivia question, where this week we will be giving away a $10 gift card to Denica's. And I'm happy to report, when I went and got this gift card from Denica's the other day, I asked the manager how their business was doing with the change with the shelter in place and the restrictions, and he said that they were doing fantastic. They were doing very well, which is a good thing to hear. And I'm noticing a lot of other businesses are really having a lot more customers come in. I was at Aaron's art studio today. Shout out to Aaron and Christy and the staff at Aaron's art studio, 20 years strong. And they are having a lot more customers come in. So definitely shop local. Dennis is giving a shout out for the review of the Spice Shop. And I want to thank my good friend Cedric for hitting another grand slam with our most recent restaurant review. It wasn't really a restaurant, but Cedric knows his stuff when it comes to spices. I was really amazed. I've known Cedric for a long time. He's a solid guy. He just got his master's in teaching. So it's on the page if you want to check out the restaurant review for Oaktown Spice Shop. Good people, good stuff. John is mentioning a shout out to CHP and Sheriff. Yes, thank you to our first responders, also to the firefighters. Yes, thank you, Alameda County Fire Department. Thank you to all our first responders out there keeping us safe. And Cali Life says, and to medical staff. Absolutely. To, I think it's Falk. Falk are our local ambulance providers. So the next, oh boy, I have, okay, let me do this. Sorry. My blathering just turned my list kind of upside down, sideways, inside out. Boy, you got me. Never mind, that's a song. Let's discuss an event that's coming up. And it was kind of up in the air whether it was going to happen or not. But coming up Saturday and Sunday, September 11 and 12, from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. will be the 49th annual Fall Festival. And whether there was going to be a Fall Festival this year was dependent on a number of variables. And the Castro Valley Eden Area Chamber of Commerce are happy to announce that the Fall Festival is going to be on this year. And it's going to be a good thing. It's going to be fun. A lot of people have been asking throughout the shelter in place if there was going to be a fall festival, and the answer is yes. And Bob says yay for the fall festival. It is one of the biggest street parties here in Castro Valley, one of the funnest street parties in our town, where there are booths from local elected officials, the CV Sanitary District, the school board. There's tons of food. I believe there should be some entertainment this year. So definitely Saturday and Sunday, September 11 and 12, from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., you can expect the Fall Festival to return. There will be road closures between Redwood Road and Santa Maria. If you are familiar with the Fall Festival, it's basically the same road closure situation that has been historically, except for I think the 1 year that the Fall Festival was over on Norbridge near the library. But yeah, the events are returning this year. And Todd, who is involved in the Castro Valley Eden Area Chamber of Commerce, just mentioned all bands are booked already, 2 stages each day. So there you go. It looks like it's going to be business as usual for the Fall Festival. It's free. And if you're looking to have a day out with your neighbors, the Fall Festival is fun. It's a good time. It's free music, food, artisans, local merchants. Get to know your local merchants a little bit more, see what they're doing. And again, Castro Valley Eden Area Chamber of Commerce is announcing this year's 49th annual Fall Festival is happening September 11 and 12 from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. With that said, let's jump into the midway giveaway. So I'm going to cross off the Fall Festival from the list. So I should have given you the phone number much earlier in the show. 510-331-9112 is the number if you'd like to text in a comment, question, confection. Text me a confection. Yes. Oh my goodness. Sorry about that. Text me if you have a comment, confession, complaint, topic that you think we should be discussing. Text me at 510-331-9112. But first, let's do the midway giveaway. We will be giving away a $10 gift card to Denica's. If you're not familiar with their pastries, their cookies, their breakfast, their lunch, they're delicious. They're good people. They're local. They got good stuff. So the question, and the first person to text the correct answer to 510-331-9112 will be the lucky recipient of this $10 gift card from Denica's. Again, You can post up your answer in the comments here. It will not count. You have to be the first person to text in 510-331-9112. Where in Castro Valley was Sizzler located years ago? Many years ago. There was a Sizzler in Castro Valley. Where was it located? 510-331-9112. The first person to text in the correct answer wins that $10 Denica gift card. And if you notice, I'm using a lower register. It's like I'm hosting a jazz show. Sorry, I'm trying to... this first person has it correct, but give me the exact coordinates, the exact location. So the first person has the correct road, but the exact location. All right. All right. Let's see here. Okay, we have a winner. Hang on, let me text this person back. Well, that was fast. That was fast. I thought I was going to have people stumped on that one. So the person who got the correct answer, I just texted you back, need your address, and we will get that gift card off to you. So yeah, that was super fast. Our moderator said that was fast. So like I said, we have a winner chicken dinner here for that $10 gift card to Denica's. Definitely please text me back with your name and address, and we'll get that to you. Yep, Bob got it too. Lucky Center. It was located in the Lucky Center, basically near where Taco Bell is. But the building that's there now, I believe, is Ono Hawaiian, and there's also, yeah, kind of near where Genghis is. But like I said, we have a winner. So yeah, hopefully that person will send me their name and address. We'll get that gift card off to you as soon as possible. Okay. So let's get to this other thing that we should, I guess, be talking about. Oh, right on. Okay. Congratulations, Sue. Congratulations to you, Sue. Right on. That's great. So let's talk about the situation with the school resource officers at Castro Valley Schools. Yes, Bob is mentioning Ramen 101 is there, and I couldn't for the life of me, I could not think of the name of that business. So let's boogie over to this other topic. There's been a lot of comments about this topic. A lot of thoughtful comments. There's been a lot of emotion. There's been a lot of strong opinions. So what had happened was Alameda County Sheriff's Commander Colby Stasa went before the Castro Valley MAC last night, and he was giving a report about what the Alameda County Sheriffs do in Castro Valley. And Commander Stasa revealed that some time ago, Castro Valley Unified had discontinued their contract, the agreement to have school resource officers at Castro Valley schools. According to Commander Stasa, the agreement was abruptly ended due to the fact that students felt terrified and intimidated by the presence of deputies on campus. And during that meeting, there were quite a few comments from folks who were listening to who were watching and listening to the Zoom meeting. And this was Monday night at 6 p.m. And there were quite a few people who were nonplussed. That might be another $2 word. People that were not impressed, not happy with hearing about this. In fact, there were 3 gentlemen named Dan Davini, Mark Sheward, and Frank Mellon. All 3 of those gentlemen stressed support for deputies on campus in the interest of student and public safety, particularly citing instances where there may be a situation where there could be an active shooter, or there could be escalated violence between students, or someone coming in from off campus who does not belong there, who could be doing something that could be threatening to students. There was a gentleman named Bruce who said that once he saw law enforcement on campuses, he felt intimidated and confused, and felt that it made him wonder what's going on here if we need police on campus. So I, in the interest of being fair, there was some information that was received from the school district when I initially did the story and put that out. I did not immediately hear back from the school district, but I wanted to let you guys know that the superintendent did respond. It was not that the school district did not want to respond to the story. It was just some timing and some schedule conflicts. The superintendent had been in meetings all morning, but we did touch base, and the additional information has been posted to the page, but I'll give you guys kind of the gist here. But what I'm doing in bringing this up, I want to hear what you guys think about this. Do you think that there should be deputies on campus in the interest of safety, or do you feel like it's not appropriate? Or do you feel that it may be intimidating to students? Is it not proper? Is it inappropriate? So getting back to the response from Superintendent Parveen Ahmadi, the decision to cease the SRO program was unanimously approved in June by the Board of Education Trustees during an open online meeting. The decision to end the program came about from conversations among board members. It apparently was not based on parent or student input or opinion on the subject. There was also a letter that went from school district trustees Gary Howard and Dot Theodore stating schools are not inherently dangerous places in which first responders are routinely required. We have highly qualified staff trained to support the students we serve. So, with that said, I wanted to see what you guys think about that. And Kat is mentioning, yes, they should be on campus. A couple of folks are going back in time to when Officer Gill was the SRO at Castro Valley High. Tanya says, let me get back to her comment. Officer Gill was like a father figure to so many kids. Cali Life says, I liked it when the DARE officers came in to speak back when I was in elementary. I think I heard that same information when I was in school as well. Amy says, as someone who regularly witnesses school issues on a regular basis, SROs are essential. They deal with 5150, mandated reports, mentoring, relationship building, and much, much more. Laura has a comment, and I don't think I gave Laura a shout out during the roll call, so good evening, Laura. But with that said, I'm definitely seeing to know, I'm trying to gauge the feedback and thoughts that you guys have about the school resource officers on campus, and apparently that program will be no more in Castro Valley. The sheriffs will have SROs in the district of San Lorenzo, from what I understand. But I think that contract comes up next month, so that could be something else that happens. We may hear that San Lorenzo discontinues that contract. They may extend it. Amy also added, they are rarely involved in breaking up fights and violence between students. As the first intervention, they deal with cleanup. I appreciate being corrected on my thoughts in regards to them breaking up fights on campus. When I went to school many years ago, and I'm going to sound like a dinosaur here, there were I can't remember one time when law enforcement was on our campus. And friends, I went to a continuation high school. So, and the continuation high school that I went to was more peaceful than the comprehensive high school that I went to. There were sheriffs on campus at the comprehensive high school that I went to for a short time. So that might not be a fair comparison due to how long ago that was. But let's get back to some of the comments here. Laura mentions, with the increase of violence happening in our country, school shootings, etc., resource officers can be helpful. John says they also talk to kids if they need some advice. Amy is also correcting me again. Campus safety officers are the first responders on campus. Thank you for the additional information. Laura is asking, how common are resource officers at high schools? From what I understand and what I've read, it's fairly common. However, with the series of events that have happened in the past few years, a lot of school districts have discontinued this. So Castro Valley Unified is not by any means on the forefront of doing something like this. So Sue is mentioning they definitely should be there. I would bet way more kids develop a good relationship with these officers by having this exposure to law enforcement. Amy is also mentioning many SRO have offices on campus, but they are not housed there. They share duties across most sites. Ray says, I wonder if people think they are adjusting in order to appease the supporters of the social changes taking place across the country, such as defund. I think you meant defund the police. Full disclosure, I don't have... I'm not a parent of a Castro Valley Unified student. I never attended Castro Valley schools. What else? I was not a student. I think I may have mentioned that twice, but I just wanted to let you guys know I don't really have a horse in this race, but I definitely want to get some feedback from you guys, because the show, what we do on the show is we hear from you guys and we discuss things are happening. I tend to lean, guys, I'm walking the center line on this topic, and I'll let you know why. I do agree that being prepared in the instance that there is a school shooting or some sort of excessive violence or threat on campus, I definitely think having sheriffs on site would be helpful. With that said, I can definitely understand, given the given the fact that there have been instances where there has been horrible things done by law enforcement. I can understand how some people would definitely be intimidated or not be comfortable with their students being on campus with law enforcement there. So I'm not taking a side here, which probably isn't a surprise to you guys, but I can see both sides. And like I said, there have been a lot of comments, a lot of A lot of heated conversation about this, a lot of thoughtful comments and thoughts on this, and I think it's good that there's been a large conversation and dialogue on the issue. It's definitely something that is obviously important to a lot of people. Todd says also need to think about the budget, as I remember the parcel tax almost passing 3 million in state budget cuts for the last couple years. Love California being ranked 46 in the U.S. in regards to money budgeted from the state. Todd corrects himself, $3 million cuts to Castro Valley Unified. So there is that factor as well that, and there were a lot of people who were saying that those funds for that contract could be used in a more, a different way that may be more proactive. There could be some value to that. Amy says cutting ties with the SRO program actually costs more. Various events, sports included, require police. SRO would make that duty part of their shift. Without them, they have to pay regular police overtime. From what I understand, there will be an agreement going forward, I believe, to have the police attend those events. But and also another part of the SRO situation is the Explorer program that kind of comes with the sheriffs being on campus. There are, from what I understand, negotiations ongoing to have that continue, and that is a program that allows students to volunteer with the sheriffs to learn different things about law enforcement and different responsibilities and different duties, and it's I believe the Explorer program is under the Boy Scout charter. So like I said, there's negotiations ongoing for the Explorer program to go forward, and that is really, it's a positive thing for a lot of students in high school. Amy says, heaven forbid, but if someone gets injured, killed, or permanently disabled, it'll cost a lot more than that, and I guess that's in regards to the amount that it may cost for the sheriffs and the school district to continue the SRO program. Yeah, like I said, there's been a lot of talk about this, a lot of interesting conversation, a lot of interesting comments in regards to this. What do you guys think? If you like, please post up a comment, and we will talk about this further. I'm looking at my list, and I'm it looked like a longer list before we got into this. Anna is asking, can this go to a parent community vote to reinstate? I think what you can do is you can contact the school district. You can maybe send them an email, or you can call them, let them know your feelings about this, if you would like to be reinstated. From what it sounds like to me during my conversation with the superintendent, it does not look like it will be reinstated. And but definitely feel free to reach out. There are also school board meetings where you can speak up during public comment. I will ask our moderator to find the Castro Valley Unified School District website, so you can just click through their website, find out when their next meeting is, and definitely they're still doing meetings on Zoom, so you don't have to physically go to the meeting. You can do this from home, but you can definitely comment during their open comment period of the meeting and let them know how you feel about this. If you are happy about the discontinuation of the SRO program, or if you are not happy, definitely let them know and have your voice heard. Cali Life says, this is one of the reasons why I wouldn't mind officers in school. My son is in the Scouts. Exposure to law enforcement fire or medical is always a good idea. Amy says, response time without SROs is usually in the hours for non-emergency. Students have urgent needs that SROs address. Amy, my experience counters that. I will agree with you, and I think I mentioned this earlier, the fact that there would be a SRO on on campus, would be extremely helpful if something happens. But I do believe that the Alameda County sheriffs are prompt in coming out when it comes to things that are of a serious nature or could potentially be a serious nature. There have been, in fact, in full disclosure, to be completely honest with you guys, there was an SRO officer with the sheriff's department that our film crew that I did a lot of ride-alongs with, and he left the sheriff's department due to some inappropriate texts and conversations with a female minor. So I'm throwing that out there because I don't want, I in the hopes that people won't think that I'm just like trying to defend the sheriffs or anything like that, and I'm hoping that this SRO, who is no longer with the sheriff's department, I'm hoping that activity didn't happen in the context of a school context. But I just want to throw that out there that if it comes up and if you're looking at some of our videos and you see that we filmed with this person, I don't want it coming up later that, oh, you're just you're defending the sheriffs and look at what this guy did. So I wanted to throw that out there in full disclosure and full transparency. But definitely, I do have confidence that if something happens of a violent or dangerous nature at one of our schools, it is my belief that we have deputies in town that will respond quick. Todd is mentioning he personally appreciates the professionalism and community focus he has seen with the Alameda County Sheriff's Office versus many other departments out there. He appreciates them. And Sue mentions, take a ride along and see how highly trained and professional these guys are. Her son is a canine officer with the Alameda County Sheriff's Office. Like I said, we have filmed tons of ride-alongs with the sheriffs. I'm not certain if the COVID restrictions have changed in regards to the public not being able to do ride-alongs. As you can imagine, with the COVID and with the shelter in place and the concerns about COVID, just about every agency has put a pause on ride-alongs. But as a public member, you have the right to request a ride-along one time a year with law enforcement agencies. And if you get a chance, and when the COVID shelter-in-place regulations change, I definitely suggest you do a ride-along with law enforcement to see what they do, how they do it, and the tough job that they do. And with that said, I also understand that a lot of people are frustrated and angry and pissed off about a lot of the unjust actions that that some of these police officers have done to people. I'm just as angry as you are. I don't have an answer, but I honestly, my gut tells me that because there are some officers that may not follow the letter of the law that they are supposed to enforce, I don't think that they're all bad. I don't think that they're all good. Amy is mentioning, unless people have spent continuous campus time with the high school community, it's hard to understand the realities students experience on a daily basis. That's a pretty good point. It's a very good point. Again, definitely if you can, do a ride along and see what law enforcement does on a daily basis. You can do a ride along with the sheriff's, CHP, call the local agency, and again, definitely check and see what's going on with the COVID regulations, the shelter in place things that are happening. Because like I said, a lot of the ride-alongs have been just indefinitely put on hold. And I am in trouble here. I missed something. I wanted to let you know that the trivia question, the midway giveaway, was brought to you by tonight's sponsor, forester.org. That's forestr.org. They are a local nonprofit with a mission to reforest urban communities, and you can learn more about what they do at their website at forester.org. That's forestr.org. If you're not familiar with who they are, Forester are the folks who gave away hundreds of plants to people for free a couple weekends ago. And they are also the folks who are at the on and off ramps over by Burger Island, which is near Wendy's and McDonald's. They are picking up trash most Saturdays. And I'll give you the story about Forester. I met these folks. They're from Castro Valley. I met them at their site when they were picking up trash, and they invited me to pick up some trash with them for a little bit, and I got the bug. So just about every morning when I go out on my bicycle ride, I pick up trash near where I'm at. It makes me feel good. It's rewarding. It makes my neighborhood look better. If you're inspired to do something like that, please do so. It's rewarding, like I said, makes you feel good. There is no shortage of rubbish being tossed from cars on our streets. It's never ending. You probably know that. You probably have the same problem same issue in your neighborhood. So, like I said, if you feel inclined, spend a little bit of time, pick up some garbage in your neighborhood. Your neighbors might see you and say, hey, I'm going to do that too, which would be cool. Because imagine if more people were inspired to do that. It'd be a good thing. We'd have less trash on the street. And yeah, let me get back to the comments because I was doing the thanks to Forester. Well, some comments were coming in. So Jake mentions the school district said they had robust programs to keep students safe. What are these programs? From what I understand, there are student patrols. Sue mentions no one is more upset with bad officers than the cops. It makes their job 10 times harder. I don't think I've missed any comments on the thread. So I'll give you the phone number one more time if you want to text in a question or a comment. Complaint, confession, 510-331-9112. We are nearing the end of this hour, but we've still got a little bit more time if you guys want to bring something else up that you think we should be talking about. Is there something on your mind, Castro Valley? There's something on my mind. Jake says, so we are replacing officers with hall monitors. Something on my mind is we have, as you probably already know, we have quite a few homeless folks in Castro Valley, and I don't have an answer or a solution to this, and I know it can be problematic to a lot of people in town. A lot of people don't like the fact that we have homeless in certain locations in their town. I'm going to offer this to you. Kim is asking, when is Nick the Greek going to open? I peeked in the doors not too long ago, and it looks like they're a couple months out. They are not announcing an opening date on their website. and the workers there are fairly tight-lipped with the schedule, but I can tell you they've made quite a bit of progress, and it does look like they're probably, I'd say, 3-4 months out. So there's Nick the Greek update. As soon as I hear something, I'll definitely share with you guys. Getting back to the homeless thing, there is quite a few homeless people on the boulevard. There's one gentleman that I see in particular often, and I've kind of made it a point to bring him some food, and it's been a couple days now, and looks can definitely be deceiving because he's a well-spoken man, and he's expressed some sincere gratitude to me just giving him a loaf of bread. And you know, everybody's human. Everybody's got feelings. Everybody gets hungry. Sometimes our life gets out of control, and we may be in a different life situation. I guess what I'm saying is just try a little bit of kindness. It goes a long way. With that said, that's the end of the hour. Thank you guys for being awesome. We will see you next Tuesday, 7 p.m. And I'm probably going to end the show with one more topic. Definitely, if you like what you hear here and what you see on our page, you can donate to us. You can donate to Castro Valley News, and any amount helps. You can show love of any amount. If you don't want to, that's cool. If you'd like to, that's great. We love what we do. We love you anyways. And yeah. So anyways, yeah, if you'd like, our moderator will definitely post up there it is. You can pledge, and you could, help us see how, well, not help us see. News is changing. The way news is delivered and the way people consume news continues to change. And I used to be in print for a lot of years. Print is different. Print does not make the amount of money that it used to. And news is online, and that's what we're doing. We're trying to find new and interesting ways to get news to you. And it seems like social media and things on the web are the way that people want to get their news. So if you would like to help us sustain and continue our goal to bring news and information to you guys, definitely consider making a pledge. Any amount helps. We are a business. We are not a nonprofit. So any amount helps us feed the dog and buy garden burgers. Anyways, guys, you guys are awesome. Be good to each other. Be good to yourselves. Like I said, a little kindness goes a long way, especially in this day and age. And as always, when the going gets weird, the weird turn pro. We'll see you next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Same location. Thanks. Thank you, Lucille. Oh, Lucille, you just made me smile again. Thank you so much, Lucille. I love you. You're so wonderful. I look forward to talking to you soon. Everyone else, stay safe.